but I think I made a mistake of picking the wrong video. Let's see whether he talks about something for business or not. Okay.
Your business model. What do I mean by a business model? I do believe in any business, the business model is the make or the break. And if you don't have an effective business model, then no matter how good your product is, no matter how good your sales pitch is, no matter how amazing
I think एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए बिजनेस मॉडल सारे फंडे होने के लिए होते हैं ना, है ना? ये है ना, स्टार्टअप वाला ही है। छड्डू इसको रहने बनाता रहूं। मैं एक बार दोबारा सुन लेता हूँ, चलो सारे। मैंने उसको नो नहीं करता। बिजनेस मॉडल वाला इज फॉर दिस थिंग, बिजनेस मॉडल वाला भी आल्सो फॉर दिस थिंग ओनली। ठीक है, सो लेट्स कीप गोइंग। मैं बस जल्दी करता हूँ।
business is not going to ever create positive cash flows and profits for you, then the business model itself is a mess. The key is to create the perfect integration of these three elements, which is your product or service, your financial equation, and have a clarity of who is the right customer. When you get these three elements going for you, that's when the business is growing for you. So with that, let's look at what's the fourth reality that you have to take care of in business. The fourth reality is to confront the biggest reality that everybody is not your customer. Everybody does not need your product or service. No matter how generic your product or service is, if you are sitting and thinking that everybody needs this, you are making a big mistake. Remember the rule. When you say everybody is my target customer, then the reality is nobody is your target customer. You are all over the place trying to make everybody adapt, trying to make everybody buy your product or service.
ये बिल्कुल मेरे लिए काम किया। I found something that is good and applicable on traditional business. So मैं पहले क्या करता, when I first started this thing, everybody used to be my customer. Green card holders, citizens, GCAD holders, H4EAD holders, H1, H2, H5, सारे, F1, OPT, CPT, guys in India, working professionals in India, everybody was my customer. Eventually I realized only very few segments can give me a very good sustainable business, and I started focusing on that. So as a traditional business, in the very first few days, you will definitely make this mistake, and go do this make this mistake, please. Nothing bad in that. Keep learning from your mistake, and then you will start to make money in a concentrated fashion. So basically, it's an 80-20 rule. I learned 80-20 rule. It's very much applicable on this. Your 80% of your revenue comes from your 20% of the customers. Identify those 20 customers fast and start making your 80% from them. So that reduce your headache, and start ignoring the rest of the 80% customers. So you'll see it will reduce your headache. And for me, that was a huge thing. When I started working with some of the, you'll see some videos regarding idiots, green card holders and citizens basically. So yeah, this is true. It's a business model wali baat bhi is a little bit applicable on the traditional business, because I had to make business models, revenue models, and I had to modelize my business. But that is for entirely different purpose. He says your business model should have revenue. In my, like in a traditional business, when you open a restaurant, you sell the food and you make money, right? So where will the money come from? So those business model issues are faced by this startup and all that, because they don't have a revenue model. But in our case, we do. So I don't think that is applicable. But this one is applicable. Number 4 is applicable.
And the reality is there is a specific audience for every product, for every service, for every type of business. So you need to know who that specific audience is. You need to know who has the money, who has the authority, who has the need for your product or service. And the initial journey, the first 2-3 months of your business journey, is only to figure out who has the money, who has the authority, who has the need. Because once you identify who is the right customer for you, then you need to keep focusing on the right customer with your marketing and sales effort. But if you don't know who's the right customer for you, you don't know who has the money, authority, and need, then you're forever going to be all over the place, and you'll never build something that's scalable and sustainable. So the key is to understand the fourth reality that everybody is not your customer. Because when you say everybody is your customer, nobody is your customer. It brings me to the fifth reality that you need to be conscious about in your business. The fifth reality is in the context of selling. And in the context of selling, one of the most important realities that you need to accept is that every prospect will not buy. Yes, you heard me say that. Every prospect will not buy. Even the best salespeople on the planet have rejections, because sales is a numbers game. Some will buy, someone will buy, so what? Who's next? That's the mindset you need in sales. But if you go in,
this works. So this is applicable to traditional business of mine especially. So we need to have pipeline of leads. Previously, I used to be about, like, let's say there's a lead. It becomes, I used to have level 1 lead, level 2 lead, level 3 lead, level 4 lead, level 5 lead. I'll talk about this in detail if you guys ever want. But basically, these levels of lead I defined. So this modularizing business is very important, but doesn't mean you will not be making money. I was making money already, and then I started modularizing it. I started getting business models on the basis of that. I started thinking through all the issues. So every prospect will not buy. Yes. So for me, creating a pipeline is very important. You need to have a pipeline. If you have more leads in the pipe, so for example, I give my lead generation guy is like, so I'll talk about this formula. Like, I can just talk about it briefly. My lead generation guy is a freelancer. He brings leads. He gets paid on lead basis. We have defined criteria. So if you start a new vertical model or any business, you need to think in terms of, we'll talk about how I decided to source it from a freelancer versus an in-house guy. So freelancer versus in-house is a big deal. What you bring in-house and what you keep it as a freelancer contractor, those are a big deal. But yeah, one thing is sure, every prospect will not buy. So I created a huge pipeline wherein the lead generation is going on the side constantly. New leads are coming, old leads. The guy says no, go done with it. The guy says after joining, I don't want to join you guys. I used to bother about it a lot. Hey, you left me. Hey, you left me. So basically, when we place people, they sometimes leave the job. So that's what I'm talking about. I used to feel bad when I used to do all the work by myself. I used to feel bad. But now I get a pipeline. Someone goes out of the pipeline, doesn't matter. This what matters is what goes through the entire pipeline. So for that, constant generation of leads is very important, which feeds into the pipeline. So that's a freelance guy. So that is very important. Every prospect will not buy, and you, yes, that's a true statement. Don't take it to heart. I have had days in 2006. I have had days when a person said he was just going undergoing training. I was about to place him. I didn't even place him. I felt so bad that he wanted to now leave because I trained him. Because I trained him, now he wants to leave. I trained a batch of 10 people now, and he was one. He wanted to leave, and he was my number one person that I could easily place. Then he said that he want to leave. He wanted to 20 to 25 days or 30 days. I was training him. I didn't like it. Back in the days, I was like this. I used to hate it. So my point is, every prospect will not buy is a stark reality. You need to create a lead generation engine, and that lead generation engine should constantly keep running, and we should keep feeding your pipeline. ठीक है?
The mindset of, oh, if I'm putting effort on client, if I'm talking to a prospect, then every prospect needs to buy. So people who go in with this myth and this notion that every prospect needs to buy, they end up feeling disheartened. They end up losing their morale when they face rejections. The key is to accept the reality that every prospect will not buy. Even the best salespeople on the planet face rejections. In fact, here's the bigger reality.
ये बिल्कुल हुआ था. Once I made a placement, I worked very hard on that. It was preparing my first placement in the business. At least after my wife joined me in 2004, that was my first placement. I still remember the name of the lady. I placed her, and then she passed. Right? She left us, and so she did. The point is, guys. The point is, guys. I'm just telling you. Yeah, I used to get disheartened because I put so much energy into that. Eventually, I figured out a formula to start a batch of 10 to 15 to 20 people, so that at least there are 2 or 3 placements in the entire batch which become finalized. So that's when I started to have a sustainable operation. When I was working on as myself, eventually I figured out a formula wherein lead generation had to be sustained during the entire pipeline. Someone else was handling. Remember, I had one person with me, and then I had 3 people with me, so they will handle everything, and the lead generation keeps on pumping through the start of from the start of the pipeline, and then that's how I basically was able to sustain this whole operation. But in the very beginning, when I was doing as a one-person army, also I started making bigger batches to ensure that at least I get some placements out of my this thing. In the very first time, I had a batch of only 2 people. When they both left, I was like, man, I worked so hard for 3 months on these guys, and now they're leaving. So I didn't like it. In 2006 and 5, that's how I used to operate, and that doesn't work. You need to have proper setup for that. I had to rent a room, and I had to put proper advertisements to attract those leads. When I started a batch of 10, so I got 10 people batch, and then I started working on it. So this is how basically you need to make sure that every prospect will not buy should be built early on in your whole setup, in your whole like business idea or your business, like basically your business operation. If you don't do that, then you will end up getting disheartened and you'll start feeling bad. Okay. So I will not, as part of my secret shortcut, I don't let you make this mistake. I don't let you make this mistake, basically. That's what it is. Secret formula is all about that, right? I don't let you make this simple mistake, right? I asked you to make a huge batch.
About this reality. The more rejections you collect in sales, the more revenue you generate through sales. What do I mean by that? Because sales is a numbers game, and you continue to take action even though you're getting rejections. You continue to go out there and put in the effort in selling to more people even though you're getting rejections. That is the secret behind making more money. Successful salespeople have more rejections than average salespeople even have sales attempts. So go out there for more rejections so that you can get more sales for yourself. Don't stop at rejections with this notion of every prospect needs to buy. Accept the reality that every prospect will not buy and set yourself free. Which brings me to the 6th reality of business. Raising investments is not the way. Being funded is not the way. Unfortunately, our media glorifies entrepreneurs who are being funded.
ये तो मैं भी मानता हूँ. स्टार्टअप वालों, जब फंडिंग मिलती है ना यार, केक काटा करो, नो इश्यूज, सेलिब्रेशन कर लिया करो, because you should celebrate every single small thing in your life. Okay, that's true. I learned it the hard way. Not really enjoying the milestones and things like that. So I know that's important now. But guys, don't think of it as be all and end all. और उसको भाई को 2 मिलियन की फंडिंग मिल गई. अरे भैया, फंडिंग मिली है, उसके हाथ में थोड़ी पैसे गिरे हैं, कमाता थोड़ी है कुछ अभी. He doesn't make anything. Learn this talk reality of the entrepreneurship startup space. Okay, this thing is not applicable to us. I'm going away from this quite fast. I don't want to talk about it more. Okay, but yeah, getting funded is not what it's all about. Okay.
Or you're exiting your business and you're handing it over to more capable hands to expand it to a larger scale or a larger scale. That is a
अच्छा, तो ये चीज नोट कर रही है. ये नॉर्मल स्पीड पे चल रहा है या 2x चल रहा है? पता चल रहा है. ये बंदा इतना क्लियरली बोलता है कि 2x पे भी बिल्कुल क्लियरली समझ आता है. ऐसे लगता है ऐसे ही बोल रहा है.
It's over glorified in our culture, and we need to stop glorifying investment raising. We need to start glorifying enterprises that make profits and enterprises that go out there and actually have a good exit. That is the reality of building a business. Which brings me to the next reality.
देखो इसने खुद ही बोल दिया गुड एग्जिट, खुद ही इसने बोल दिया गुड एग्जिट. गुड एग्जिट इज इंपॉर्टेंट गाइस. जितना मर्जी कर ले गोल गोल घुमा के किसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में गलत बोलते, पर कहीं ना कहीं आ जाएगा कि गुड एग्जिट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अ स्टार्टअप. स्टार्टअप स्पेस की बातें भाई हमारे की नहीं है. हमारे में कोई एग्जिट नहीं होती, पैसे आते हैं बस.
The journey of building a business is not a perfect straight line. There is no secret formula. There is no magic formula for you to have a perfect journey from where you are to where you want to be. Each one's journey is unique, and each one's journey is going to be shabby. And it is people, it is entrepreneurs who can handle the shabbiness of team members learning and leaving, who can handle the shabbiness of money going down the drain, who can handle the shabbiness of making mistakes, who can handle the shabbiness of some customers being unhappy, who can handle the shabbiness of strategies and systems failing, and still not change their goals, not diminish the size of their goals, and instead adapt.
ठीक है, एक शैबी चीज जो ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस के बारे में बता सकता हूँ. वन शैबी थिंग अबाउट ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस. One of my friends' father, so he was my mentor, you know. So I will talk more about my mentor sometime. But he was my mentor, his friend's father, and my friend was also kind of very good advisor to me. But his father, his father said one thing, and that kind of stuck with me forever. He said that when you have a kaam ka banda, he's working with you, you will feel that you will. So he said the shabbiness of dealing with people leaving, right? So traditional business definitely have a lot of attrition, right? People leave and come back and all that. People keep on going and coming back. He says that you will feel that once this person goes, how will you work? How will you sustain your operation? Who will do all the work that he is doing? But when he leaves, because you are a business owner, you keep going, right? You keep going. When you keep going, then the new person comes, and then you basically find ways who are doing the thing, and when within 2 or 3 months, your business will become stable again. Within 1 month, your business will become stable again. And once it becomes stable again, you will realize one very interesting thing. That guy who left, that was the actual bottleneck. कि सारा काम तो ਇਹਨੇ ਰੁਕਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ. ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ. ਇਹ ਕਰਦਾ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ? ਇਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ, ਮੇਰੇ ਜੋ friend ਦੇ father, he's a Punjabi guy and he speaks only Punjabi, he doesn't speak English, and he was 10th grad, so but he's my mentor. And I must say that I found mentorship in most unusual places. I found the mentorship in the most unusual places on earth. This guy ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਚਲਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਰਵਾਂਗੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕੌਣ ਕਰੂਗਾ ਜੀ? ਇਹਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਇਹਦੇ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਚੱਲੂਗਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੰਮ? ਜਦੋਂ ਛੱਡ ਦੂਗਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਸਟੇਬਲ ਹੋ ਜਾਓਗੇ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਕਰਦਾ ਕੀ ਸੀਗਾ? ਇਹਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ. ਇਹਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰ ਸਕਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਇਹ, ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਰੁਕਿਆ ਪਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ. So I told him Punjabi the way my uncle speaks. ठीक है ना? So that's how he talks. And I'm telling you, yes, that is true. And I found this over and over again. Actually, there was a guy who was really good and he handled the entire business, 99% of the entire sales cycle, and I was really living a king's life. When he left, I was like really in this kind of situation. But once I became stable, then I realized he was the actual bottleneck of the business. It is kind of true every single time. So shabbiness of dealing with dealing with the attrition of the people. We may have talked about a few shabbinesses here, but because that is not the main goal of this, main focus of this video, I'll keep going. Okay? I won't go back and try to learn other shabby things that he's talking about and whether they are applicable to me or not. Okay?
Everything will be perfect. We'll never ever be able to build a scalable, profitable enterprise because these entrepreneurs become the business. They become the limiting factor of their business. Everything is only dependent on them. So you want to understand this reality. The success is a shabby journey, and only if you have the appetite to experience shabbiness will you have the capability of it.
So देखो, traditional business is very shabby in nature. You keep looking for a formula. Even I'm looking for a formula. There are companies with 500,000 people, and I'm here struggling to just manage a company of 20 people and accelerating their performance, and then finding ways to handle 50 people company. And how will I ever accelerate their performance? How would I ever do that? I don't know. You see my problem? So it's a shabby journey, very shabby journey. Here I'm watching videos, making reaction videos just to learn. So the point is, it's a very shabby journey. It's a very shabby journey, guys.
It's a very important reality to confront in your journey as an entrepreneur. Which brings me to the 8th reality of building a business. And the 8th reality is this: business is not a solo sport; it is a team sport.
Oh yeah.
In fact, let me tell you this: entrepreneurs don't build successful businesses. It's leadership teams, it's intrapreneurs, the second line of leaders that actually build successful businesses. Which means, as an entrepreneur, right from the day you start, you need to make a commitment to yourself that you will always do.
मेरा ड्रीम है जस्ट गाइस, टोटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ऑल दिस. मेरा ड्रीम है मैं इंडिया के अंदर एक ऑफिस हो, वहां पे बैठ के काम करूं मेरी टीम के साथ, है नहीं. ये ड्रीम ही रह गया, साला होके नहीं दे रहा. ये ड्रीम है मेरा यार, कभी हो नहीं रहा. करना है कभी। हाँ जी। सो सोलो स्पोर्ट वर्सेस टीम स्पोर्ट बिल्कुल ऐसा ही है। आपकी टीम हो तो आप हो, आपकी टीम नहीं है तो आप नहीं हो, ये याद रखना। आपके कारण बिजनेस नहीं चल रहा, ये याद रखिएगा। इसके पिछले वाला जो मैंने बताया ना, एक बंदा है, वो बंदा है, right? But don't have this attitude when you're working, right? So remember that. Be ready for any reality. Anybody can leave, anybody can come. That's not a problem. But one thing is sure. So that shabbiness thing is about dealing with that reality. But it doesn't mean you go around and create those situations. सोलो स्पोर्ट वर्सेस टीम स्पोर्ट। आपकी टीम है तो आप हो। जिस दिन आपके समझ आ गया तभी आप ठीक चलोगे। अगर आप सोचोगे मैं अकेले सब कुछ कर लूंगा, मैं सब कुछ करता हूँ, कुछ नहीं चलने वाला। ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस के बारे में बता रहा हूँ, उसमें तो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में तो है ही ऐसे।
Why am I emphasizing on this so much? Because in reality, I have seen far too many business owners who actually look at building a team and hiring as an expense. They look at building a team as a headache. They look at managing people as a pain in their backside, and they rather do everything by themselves. They prefer being the solo warrior in their business. And such a mind.
देखो, ये rather do everything by yourself will not work any kind of business। क्योंकि आप एक बंदे हो, अगर आप काम नहीं कराओगे फिर वो दो के तीन चार कैसे होंगे, फिर वो चार गुना काम कभी भी नहीं होगा, कभी भी नहीं होगा। तो इसलिए ये तो बिल्कुल क्लियर है, किसी भी बिजनेस के ऊपर एप्लीकेबल है। एंड आई हैव ऑलरेडी टॉक अबाउट दैट इन अनदर वीडियो, at least today itself, so I remember it, so I won't talk about it again.
Mindset will only take you to a certain extent, but you will never ever be able to build a scalable business. And this is a very important reality to accept and understand right in the early stages of your business. Some people give you the excuse where they say, once I need a team, once I scale up, then I will hire a team. But the reality is this: you don't hire a team when you scale up. You hire a team to scale up. And right from the beginning, you lay the foundation of building teams in every single department of the business, so there is consistency of activity in your business. Now, some may argue sympathizing in the beginning.
ये बिल्कुल सही है। स्केल पहले आएगा या टीम पहले आएगी? रिमेंबर, मेरे हिसाब से ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस में पहले टीम आएगी। टीम नहीं होगी तो जब तुम बिजनेस ज्यादा आ जाएगा, तुम कहाँ से टीम खड़े करते फिरोगे, उनको सिखाते फिरोगे, फिर वो देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ अ चर्न, देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ अ अट्रिशन। सो 20 पीपल बिजनेस या 10 पीपल बिजनेस में आपको 10 बंदे थोड़े से पहले खड़े करने पड़ते हैं। उसका भी लीड जनरेशन इंजन रेडी करना पड़ता है। आप 20 बंदों की टीम खड़ी करो, 5 बंदे काम के निकलेंगे, 2 बंदे काम के निकलेंगे, बट 12 बाकी 18 को निकाल दो। ठीक है, तो ये आप चल करते रहो। टीम आपको पहले बिल्ड करनी पड़ेगी। जितनी जितनी टीम बिल्ड होती रहेगी, उनको आप काम देते रहो तो आपका काम बढ़ता रहेगा। मेरे पास इतना ज्यादा काम है, मैं 10,000 आइडियाज हैं, मैं टीम पहले बिल्ड अगर नहीं करूंगा तो उनकी तो फायदा नहीं, आइडियाज काम ही नहीं करेंगे। अगर मैं उन आइडिया से काम करने लग जाऊँ, अकेला लग जाऊँ पागलों की तरह से, इट्स नॉट गोना वर्क। पहले टीम ही आएगी। अंडे और मुर्गी में से पहले मुर्गी ही चाहिए। आई डोंट नो व्हाई पिग मुर्गी आउट ऑफ द अंडा, दोनों का मतलब सेम ही है, मुर्गी के अंडे, अंडे के मुर्गी, राइट? सो आई डोंट नो, बट द पॉइंट इज गाइस, पहले इनमें से टीम ही आती है। टीम आएगी पहले, ये ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस का फंडा बता रहा हूँ। पहले आप खुद काम करते हो, यानी कि आप टीम हो, आप आगे, उतना बिजनेस आएगा, बिजनेस थोड़ा बढ़ने लगेगा, टीम खड़ी करनी स्टार्ट करो, थोड़ा सा डेलीगेट करो, थोड़ा सा नुकसान, उसको पैसे जा रहे हैं, बंदे को सैलरी जा रही है, लेकिन अभी बिजनेस लगे नहीं, लेकिन आने लगा। बट रिमेंबर, तुमने बिजनेस लाया, वो अंदर चला गया, तो फिर कैसे करोगे? दो क्लाइंट को कैसे खुश करोगे? तो वो सब सिचुएशन आने से अच्छी है पहले टीम खड़ी करने का सिस्टम बनाते रहो। मैंने ये चीज अप्लाई किया सीक्रेट सॉस शॉर्टकट में किसी के साथ। अभी उनको मैंने सीधा टीम बनाने की बात की, पहले टीम बनाओ जल्दी जल्दी। टीम ना बनाना कैन बी अ डेवास्टेटिंग मिस्टेक, एंड दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ द फेलियर, दैट्स काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग। सो यू मेक अ टीम फर्स्ट, एंड रिमेंबर कि सोलो कभी भी सोलो ना चलो, थोड़ा टीम बनाना स्टार्ट। 5 बंदे संभालने बड़े आसान है, 5 बंदों तक की टीम बनाना बहुत आसान होता है। तो 5 बंदे ढूंढने की अपनी प्रैक्टिस स्टार्ट कर दो कि ये बंदे हैं, ये ना, ये हमारे बंदे। तो ये सबसे बड़ी चीज है मेरे ख्याल से ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस में, 5 बंदों की टीम खड़ी करना स्टार्ट करो।
Because we don't have the money. Let me tell you this: money is a lie. Not having money is a lie. More than the money, you need the right mindset. When you have the right mindset and you understand what the journey takes, you figure the money out to be able to build those teams. So I'm not going to sit and argue on people's realities of, but I have only this much investment or this much capital to start my business. I don't care what your capital is. I started my business with a capital of 5,000 rupees, and today across my 4 businesses, we employ more than 2,100 people. So I know one thing, that it is more about the mindset than it is about the money. It's about how your point of view is, how your approach is towards building teams. And if your approach towards building teams is not healthy, it's not something that excites you, it's something that you look at as a pain in the backside, it's something that you look at as a headache, then please understand this: you're going to end up being in the trap of self-employment where you will do everything but accomplish nothing. You will never build something that's scalable. So please accept this reality that this is a team sport, it's not a solo sport, and orient yourself in the approach of building teams rather than in the approach of doing everything by yourself. Which brings me to the 9th reality in business, which is to do with marketing. Today, everybody understands it's important to do marketing of some form or some shape. That you need to take consistent action either on social media or on offline platforms, but you need to have a clear strategy which you're implementing consistently and proactively in marketing. But here's the reality that most people miss. When they start taking action on marketing, when they start implementing marketing strategies, they expect immediate results. And when they don't get the results immediately, they discard the activity of marketing and they live their life with hope and prayer, hoping and praying for clients to come to them automatically. Here's the reality: marketing is a time-taking activity, but it's a necessary activity. You need to put consistent effort into marketing. You need to keep nurturing your prospects, and eventually you'll start seeing the traction. Don't expect quick results from marketing.
तो ठीक है, लेकिन the marketing in the traditional sense is not applicable to us. We don't have to go increase outreach in general purpose like in TV ads and all that stuff. But we do have lead generation engines going on, which is pretty much is a sort of marketing wherein we're generating leads through certain different kinds of marketing efforts and going to LinkedIn and all those generating leads. Pretty much similar thing also. It's not like very different from, yeah, we go to so many websites and generate leads. So marketing is a must. You keep going and keep going. But remember, remember, team comes first or marketing comes first. Team comes first, then you start doing marketing because the leads will come. Who will handle the leads? Okay, so team is a must, and lead generation engine is a must. So lead generation engine should kickstart right after your team. So what you do is you bring the team in, start teaching them what you are doing. When you have 1 person army, from that going to 2 person army, start teaching them what this is how I do, this is what I do. There's a three-pronged way to teach. First, do and let him watch. Then second is he will do, you will dictate, and you will watch and dictate. Third stage is he will do, you will not dictate, and then he will, and you will watch. Fourth stage is he will do, you will not watch, and he will do independently. So if you use these four things, you will be able to create people who are basically like you, and then sometime around that, start the lead generation engine. ठीक है ना, start the lead generation engine and pump it, make it double capacity because now you have double capacity. Route new leads in, and he'll start working alongside. ठीक है, ठीक है.
People who expect quick results from marketing never ever build a marketing department in the business, which only means that the rest of their life they're only going to depend on word of mouth referrals. And the truth about word of mouth referrals is you are not in control of the number of referrals you will receive through word of mouth. So it's very important that you accept the reality that marketing is necessary, marketing is essential, marketing requires consistency, and marketing is an activity which takes time in giving you the desired result. If you don't accept these realities about marketing, you will end up losing hope on marketing and you'll give up on the activity of marketing, which is going to put your business in a massive trap. Which brings me to the last and final reality you need to accept as a business owner. The last and final, the 10th reality is this: your business finances are separate from your personal finances.
Yeah.
If you're not drawing that distinction right from day one, let me promise you one thing. If you think your business finances and your personal finances,
ये तो बिल्कुल है. मैं आपको इसके बड़े अच्छे एग्जांपल दे सकता हूँ कि ना क्या हुआ था. मेरा एक दोस्त था. So I have a friend in 2005 when I started this business. I started in 3. I didn't do much till 2004. So all this is what I call as secret shortcuts, right? So I don't let you spend 2 years in the way I did. I was doing things. It's not like I was not busy. I was busy, but I didn't know what to do in America, right? I don't know anything in America. There's no Google, no ChatGPT, no nothing. Google was there, but it wasn't very good. Basically, it won't give you all these great results because there are not very many pages on these topics. For example, I'm not able to find a topic right now, from how to handle a 50 people team. So now I'm on a journey to make my own channel, right? Anyway, the point is, business finances does not. So back in the days, in 2005, there was a friend of mine. He had this mindset that he cannot spend $20 a month on a business on a cell phone plan. So I had overcome that. So before that, even I did not overcome that. So this guy had a mindset that business finances is a different thing, but to me this echoes with a very interesting thing of my life. This guy could not create a $20 minus cash flow in his life because he was having a job mindset. So in job, when you are getting a certain amount of money, you allocate to certain things, and okay, these are the things I will do. You have an allocation of the mobile budget that okay, I will spend $30 a month on the mobile. He had this mindset of not going for unlimited. Back in the days, there were unlimited plans, and so he will never take an unlimited plan of a good company. He would go with a cheap company and whose reception was not good and things like that. People make this mistake. They basically keep wasting their time, and rather than investing in the right tools of communication and right tools of this thing and hiring the right team. So these are some of the things that I learned early on that, okay, well, quite late. I also made mistakes. I will talk about those. In 2004, I made this mistake. In 2005, I learned from them. So in 2005, I understood one thing. I was having this great mindset of investing in tools, in proper phone, proper plan, proper office, proper pen, proper pencil, proper board, proper projector, proper laptop, proper everything. These things, they should not take a lot of your time. They don't take too much money, but these are the things which were basically coming out of the job mindset kind of finances and getting into business mindset kind of finances. Let's talk about what these guys are saying. Let's hear that, and then I'll give you reaction on that.
Then you are going to be pathetic at the skill of money management. What will end up happening is this: you will always look at putting all the money back into the business, and you will never build personal assets for yourself. Personal assets.
Very good. बिल्कुल सही है. ये तो बिल्कुल सही है. बंदे क्या करते हैं, रेवेन्यू को उसके साथ मिक्स करते हैं. They mix the revenue with the profit. Gross profit, they confuse the gross profit with net profit, and then they don't take the money out, and then they are not building anything for their family. I've seen people who are, I've actually know this guy. He has a 350 people company. He's run by 4 partners. Seemingly the company is supposed to make at least how much money? $35 million revenue. 100,000 per person, right? At least 200,000. So maybe 70 million company or 50 million company revenue, and then he must be making a profit of at least $10 million, $2.5 million. Where is all the money, buddy? It doesn't show in his lifestyle. He doesn't even have a, like, you know what I mean, right? I see they don't have proper houses. Even Vivek Bandra could be doing this. Vivek Bandra is doing a mistake. He has so much money coming in. He's living in an apartment. Why don't you live in a house? Yes. The art of taking the managing the money, especially in the business context, is very important. See, remember, whatever money you take out every month for your own personal gain is your own actual money, that profit that you're making. Rest everything is just smoke. It goes back in the money, no? You should, and there is an objective of learning these things. There is something called capital. So the capital requirement of the business may have gone up. You bought a house for 2 crore and then you sold it for 3 crore. Yes, when you buy the next house, what will be the price? 3 crore. So the capital requirement has gone up now. You should there should be a way to model it. This capital thing does not hit me every day, that like the way I said, but in real estate business will hit you every single day. So where is all that analysis? Now you need 3 crore capital. So that's what you use to buy next piece of property. Right? You'll have to do nothing. And that will change your lifestyle. You will be on scooter. You won't be able to afford the petrol of the car. In real estate business, I see a lot of application of this principle. Same way people are making mistakes in IT staffing and in any traditional business. You know, yeah, you should you should definitely create your personal assets. And I'm making, as part of Secret Shortcuts, I'm making some organic investments videos, which will definitely give you great results in 30 to 35 years. Like, for example, if you invest 30 to 60K in a certain instrument that I'm talking about, you will make $8 million by the time you retire. So do that. Make those investments on the side. You are confusing investments, passive investments, and active income. You are confusing these two things. From their active work, you should get some money out and you should use that money, and then rest of the money you should invest in personal things, and that's what is your actual portfolio building. You're building the actual portfolio. This is your business. You should know how to get the money out of this business. Okay, it's very important. If you don't have this thing, I've given you multiple examples. Vivek Bindra is a perfect example. Mr. Vivek Bindra, you are making these mistakes too, in my opinion, because you are living in an apartment. Wife abuse वीडियो में आपने लोगों ने वाइफ देखी, रिव्यूज देखा, मैंने देखा आप किसी फ्लैट में रहते हो, और चलो 10 करोड़ का फ्लैट है यार, है तो फ्लैट ही ना, घर में तो रहो ना, कम से कम 1 कनाल की कोठी होनी चाहिए थी आपकी, अपनी 4 कनाल की कोठी होनी चाहिए थी अब तक। तो इतने पैसे कमा लिए आपने, कहाँ है वो पैसे, कहाँ है वो पैसे सारे, कोठी खरीदो सर। ओके, विवेक बिंद्रा जी और राजीव जी, आप भी बोल तो रहे हो पर कर नहीं रहे होंगे आप, पक्का ये करते नहीं है, कोई बहुत सारे लोग करते नहीं इन चीजों को। दे कीप लिविंग अ वेरी penurious and very fuddu life, and then but Vijay Shekhar Sharma is not making this mistake. He bought a 400 crore house. Nikhil Kamath has also bought a very big house, right? He is not making that mistake, right? बिजनेस से पैसे निकाल के अपने पर्सनल उस पर खर्चने होते हैं, और स्पेशली इस तरह की चीजें, हाउस इज नो ब्रेनर इन्वेस्टमेंट इन इंडिया। उसका तो डबल हो जाना प्राइस 10 साल में, वो तो पैसे बिल्कुल घर में रहोगे भी और यूज भी करोगे, वो भी करोगे। सो यू शुड डेफिनेटली डू इट। ठीक है ना राजीव जी, ध्यान रखना, मेरे वीडियो देखना, मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि हाउस इज अ नो ब्रेनर utility of money in India, because it grows like anything, not flat. I'm talking about the one with the land, विला, जिसे विला बोलते हैं इंडिया में, या कोठी। ठीक है,
in a manner where you end up spending all the money that the business makes for your personal requirements and never build stability or finances in your organization. You are different from your company or your business or your entity. You're two separate entities, and you need to manage the finances of these two entities in a distinguishing manner. You cannot have the same approach and merge the two as one. Neither is it healthy for putting back all your money into the business, nor is it healthy for you to recklessly